everyone, welcome to Pabbly. So in this video we are going to learn how to send personalized product recommendations using AI after payment via Stripe. So as a business owner, after a successful payment via Stripe, I use OpenAI to generate personalized product recommendations and send email. So here my objective is, as soon as a payment is received over Stripe, I am going to generate personalized product recommendations using OpenAI, and after that I am going to send a mail. So for building the connection between Stripe, OpenAI and Gmail, I am going to use a software that is Pabbly Connect. So if you also want to build this automation, then let me take you towards my screen. Welcome to my screen. So in this video, my objective is to send product recommendation email using AI after a successful payment of the Stripe. So here we are going to use Pabbly Connect, which will integrate all these applications, that is Stripe, OpenAI and Gmail. By making these connection after a successful payment using AI, product recommendation email will be sent to the customers. So now let's build this automation by just using Pabbly Connect. But firstly, I am going to show you how this automation is successfully working. For that, let's move on to my Stripe account. So here we have landed to the Stripe checkout page. Now I am going to fill these details and just pay over here. So here you can see I have filled my details, that is testing@pabblytudes.com as my Gmail, the phone number, the first name is testing and the last name is user, and the card holder name is testing user, and I have also filled my address. Now I am going to just pay over here. Now let's move on to my Gmail and check whether we are receiving the email or not. So here you can see my payment is successful. Now let's move on to the Gmail. So here you can see I have received an email on the inbox, that is for the testing user, and here you can see I am getting some of the product recommendations after a successful payment. So you can also build this automation by just using Pabbly Connect. And now for accessing the Pabbly Connect, you just have to type its URL over the new tab, that is www.pabbly.com/connect. And once you will enter the URL, you will get the landing page of Pabbly, and here you can see we are getting two options, that is sign in and sign up free. If you are a new user, you can just click on sign up free, but if you are an existing user, you can simply click over the sign in. But as I have already an account on Pabbly, I will just click over this sign in. But before moving on forward, I am going to tell you about an amazing platform of Pabbly, that is Pabbly Community. So Pabbly Community is the platform where automation users, marketers and business owners gather to share their ideas, ask questions and discover latest features for using the Pabbly application. So you can also join Pabbly Community for sharing your workflow and get answers to your questions. So join Pabbly Community now, and if you wish to join the Pabbly Community, you can find the link in the description given below. Now let's move on to my Pabbly Connect, and here I am going to just click over this sign in button as I have already an account on Pabbly. Now as you will finish your sign up, you will get this all Pabbly apps page, and here you can see these are the products provided by Pabbly. Now as we are going to build the connection between the Stripe, OpenAI and the Gmail, we will be using Pabbly Connect, which can integrate different applications and start automating your work. So now for accessing the Pabbly Connect, you just have to click on access now. Once you click on access now, you will get the dashboard page of Pabbly, and here you can see these are the workflows I have created for my account. But now I am going to tell you how you can create your own workflow from scratch. For that, you just have to click on this create workflow button, and as you will click on create workflow button, you will get the option for selecting the workflow builder. So here you can see we are getting two workflow builder, that is the new workflow builder beta, which is modern, faster and more flexible, and another workflow builder is classic, which will provide you a stable and familiar approach. So here I am going to use the classic workflow builders. For that, you just have to click on the select button, and once you will click on select button, it will ask you to enter the workflow name. So now let's provide a name to our workflow here. Here I am providing it the name product recommendation using AI after Stripe payment, and further we are getting the option for selecting the folder. So from here you can select the folder in which you want to create your workflow. Now you just have to click on this create button, and you will be landed to your workflow page, and here you can see we are getting this pop-up, that is workflow created successful. And on this workflow page, you can see it is asking me to select the trigger. So you might be thinking, what is this trigger? So trigger is basically the application which is going to initiate your workflow. So here I want to initiate my workflow as soon as I receive a new payment over the Stripe. So here I am going to select my trigger app as Stripe, and here you can see I am getting the Stripe app. So just select it over here, and now it is asking me to enter the trigger event. So trigger event is basically the work which will initiate your workflow. So here I am going to select my work as new charge, means as soon as I receive the payment, my workflow flow will be initiated. And here you can see we are getting the webhook URL. So you have to paste this webhook URL to your Stripe account for making the connection between Pabbly Connect and the Stripe. So to add a webhook to your Stripe account, you have to follow these steps, but I am going to show you the practical implementation of these steps. For that, you have to move to your Stripe account. So here you can see I have logged my Stripe account, and here I am working in the test mode, but working will be same in the live mode also. And now here you can see we are getting the option for developers on the sidebar. So just select it and you will be landed to the developers page. And here on this developers page, you can see we are getting the option for webhooks. So just select over here, and now here you can see we have landed to the webhooks page. And on this webhooks page, you can see we are getting the option for add endpoint. So just select it over here and you will be landed to this page. And here you can see we are getting a dialog box for entering the endpoint URL. So here you have to enter the webhook URL. So now let's go to our Connect. Now on this Pabbly Connect, you just have to copy this webhook URL and paste it over your developers page of the Stripe. So here you can see I have pasted my webhook URL, and if you want to provide a description, you can provide it over here. Now further we are getting the option for selecting the events. So here as I have selected my action app as new charge, and here I am going to select this charge dot succeeded, means as soon as my payment is received, this event should be triggered. Now you just have to click on this add events button, and now you just have to click on this add endpoint. So here you can see our webhook is successfully pasted, and now in the Pabbly Connect you can see it is waiting for the webhook response. Now for getting the webhook response, you have to make the payment over the Stripe. Now let's move on to our Stripe account for making the payment. Now for getting the payment links, I am going to go to the dashboard page of Stripe, and here on the payments option, I am getting the option for payment links on the sidebar. So just select it, and here you can see I am getting some of the payment links. So here I am going to copy this URL and paste it over the new tab for making the payment. And after pasting the URL over the new tab, I am getting the Stripe checkout page. So now let's fill these details and check whether we are receiving the response over the Pabbly Connect or not. And here you can see I have filled these details, that is email address demoUser@pabblytudes.com, and the card holder name is demo user, the first name is demo, and the last name is user over here. And I have also filled my billing address. Now you just have to click on this pay, and now let's move on to my Connect and check whether we are receiving the response or not. And now let's wait for getting the payment successful, and here you can see our payment is successful. Now let's move on to our Pabbly Connect, and here in the Pabbly Connect you can see we are successfully receiving the response, that is response A, and here we are receiving the same data which we have filled while making the payment, that is the name, that is demo user, and email address, and I am also receiving the address. Now here we are done with our trigger setup. Now we just have to set up our action. So action is basically the work which we are going to create, but here I am going to use two action step. Means firstly I am going to take the product recommendation from AI, and after that I am going to send an email to the customers over their Gmail account. So here we are going to use two action steps. So now let's firstly add our first action step, that is open AI. So here I am going to choose my action app as open AI, and here you can see I am getting this open AI. So just select it, and after that it is asking me to select the action event. So here I am going to select the action event as ChatGPT over here. Now we just have to click on this connect button, and you will be landed to the connection page of open AI. Now if you want to build a new connection, you can simply click over this add new connection button, and here you will get the connection name, and after that you just have to paste your token. But if you already have an connection, you can simply click over this select existing connection. Now on this add new connection, it is asking me to paste the token. So for getting the token, you just have to visit this help desk which says OpenAI uses API keys for authentication. Kindly visit your OpenAI API's key page to get the API key that you need to enter here. So here it says that we have to visit this OpenAI API's key page to get the API key. So now let's select it, and we will be landed to the OpenAI API's key page. And here on this page you can see we are getting the option for create new secret key. So just select it, and you will get the option for entering the name and the project name, and after that you just have to click on this create secret key button, and your API token will be created. But as I have already an API token, I will just paste it over here. So I have pasted my API token. Now you just have to simply click over the save button, and your connection will be built. So here you can see it is asking me to select the AI model. So here I am going to select my model as GPT-4o mini, and now we are getting the option for entering the prompt. So now let's enter the prompt over here. Here I am providing the prompt, that is recommend 3 products to my customer after a successful payment with a friendly and engaging tone over an email. Now let's click over the save and send test request and check whether we are receiving the response from our OpenAI or not. And here you can see I have received this response after clicking on save and send test request. And here you can see this is the content my AI is providing to me. So here we are done with our first action step. Now you just have to click on the save button for saving the response. And now I am going to add one more action step here for sending the email. So now let's select our another action app, that is Gmail. I have selected my action app as Gmail. Now I am going to select my another action event as send email. So here you can see we are getting the option that is send email, so just select it. And now we are getting the connect button, so just click over this connect button to authorize the application. Now we have landed to the connection page of Gmail. Now if you want to build a new connection, you can simply click over this add new connection button and connect with Gmail by entering your Gmail address. But now as I have already an existing connection, I will use select existing connection over here, and here I am getting the option for selecting the connection, so I am going to keep it as the same. Now we just have to click on the save button. So here as I have clicked over the save button, I am getting some of the fields. So now I am going to map these fields over here. So you might be thinking, what is this mapping? So mapping basically makes the field dynamic, means you don't have to enter your data again and again. The data will replace with the new responses. So here I am going to map my recipient's email address from the details of the Stripe where I have entered my email address. So while making the payment, I have provided this email address, that is demouser@pabblytuts.com. So I am going to just map it over here. And now further we are getting option for CC and BCC. So if you want to send this email to multiple recipients, you can provide the email address over here. Now we are getting the option for entering the sender name. So I am going to enter the sender name as Pabbly. Now further we are getting the option for entering the email subject. So now let's provide the email subject over here. So here I have provided the email subject, that is more items you will love. Now further we are getting some of the field, that is reply to. So I am going to keep this field blank over here. Now further we are getting the option for email content type, which is already selected as plain. Now we are getting the option for entering the email content. So now let's provide the email content over here. So this is the way in which I want to send the email to my customers. So here I am going to map my name and the content which I have received from my OpenAI. So here after hi, I am going to map my name which I have received from the Stripe. So here you can see this is my name which I have provided while making the payment. So now let's select it. So here I have mapped my name. Now I am going to map the message which I have received from the OpenAI. So for that you just have to select this OpenAI over here, and now here you can see this is the message content we have received. So now let's map this message content over here, and here you can see our message content is also mapped. So here we have provided the email content over here. Now further we are getting the option for entering the file name and attachment. So if you want to provide any file name or the attachment, you can provide it over here. Now you just have to click on the save and send test request button, and now we will move to our Gmail account and check whether we have received the response or not. So here you can see my response has been received and the status of this response is sent. So now let's move on to our Gmail account and check whether we are receiving the email or not. So here you can see I'm receiving this email with 3 product recommendations. So here you can see we have successfully built the connection between Stripe, OpenAI and the Gmail, and we are successfully sending the response. So use Pabbly Connect now and build many more automations like this, and stay tuned to our YouTube channel for learning more about Pabbly Connect and building many more integrations like this. Thank you for watching this video.
Not only this automation, you can build many more integrations like this by just using Pabbly Connect. So if you have any doubt, you can mail us at support@pabbly.com, and if you have any queries, you can post it over the forums.pabbly.com. And if you have any pricing related issue, then you can visit the URL given over here. So start using Pabbly Connect for free now.